Shut up and sit down.
Greetings, fellow Earth travelers. Oblyx here, coming at you today from Project Ozone Lite. How y'all doing today? So, last time we built these custom drawers and connected them to our AE2 system. Let's get suited up here and back in our regular view. You can see I finished out all of this and got to moving our stuff over. I got most of it moved over. We're down to 4 of these Ender IO inventory storage extended warehouses. Boy, that's a mouthful. And most of what's in here is ore. So I've gotten rid of most of the bits and bobs. There's still a few, but the bulk of the capacity is in raw ore that needs to be processed. Now you'll see I've got 2 different AE2 systems set up, and these are completely independent. The reason I did that is I wanted to make sure I cleaned out these drives to make sure that there was no items on the disks that should be in these drawers. So I just stood up a second one real quick. They're fairly easy to make. So I could run the disks over here. Notice I only have 1 disk in this system, and it is empty. It's only used for crafting. You do have to have some place empty for it to put the crafted item once it gets done, or you can't do any auto crafting. So then I did extend this around a little bit. So you can see I've built it around all the way and added a few new sections of drawers. Whether we use these drawers or not, they'll at the very least be decorative. I don't know if I like this end down here. I did it on both sides. It's not my favorite. I may try to think of something else, but for now it'll work. And I did leave a nice big gap back here so we can do some cabling to various drawers individually if we need to, for mob farm drops or whatever. Anything that we don't want to push into the controller or directly into our AE2 system. Now I did go through the entire base, all the domes, all the towers, all the way around the torus, and gathered up every single drawer, chest, crate, whatever, and brought all the items in here and got them either in drawers or on disk. So everything's been cleaned up throughout the entirety of the base. It's all in here. So that's cool. Too often you see people play and there's chests and crates and things everywhere. I mean, all these mob farm drops are now gone. Though I have found out we're going to have to re-add that back, though we'll probably put it below. Because it's doing some processing to get rid of the armor and things that we just can't do easily piping it into the AE2 system. So we're going to process it through drawers and then pipe it into the AE system. So, but yeah, we've got all our ores over here. And basically everything that can be compacted. We kind of grew out here a little bit. Here's all of our inferium and whatnot. Be quiet, phone. All day, nobody bothers me, and then all of a sudden, craziness ensues. We got all our different colored items here. I'm actually going to rearrange this a little bit, I think. I want to get hardened clay up here as well. A lot of mob drops, bits and pieces that we just have lots of, all our food, some more bits and pieces, general Minecrafty type things, drawers and chests and whatnot, and then all our plant life is at the top up there. And then all of our dust and some smaller blocks, blocks we don't have a whole ton of. Then all the blocks we have, well, tons of. Then some more mob drops. These are mob drops we get to keep a lot of, our loot bags of course, and crystals and things that can't be compacted, but we want to keep a bunch of. And I said I haven't started using these outsides yet, but may down the road. But I'm going to fill them in either way. I need to come up with a roof design as well for this guy. But that's an update. That actually took, I'm going to be honest with you guys, this was hours and hours worth of work. And I don't mean 2, I mean hours and hours and hours and hours. This is probably 5 hours, 6 hours worth of work to get these all laid out the way I wanted them. And just moving drawers and back and forth and importing items and trying to do it in the best way possible so things aren't all over the place, and that a bunch of stuff doesn't wind up in the disk that doesn't need to be in the disk that I have a drawer for, and just trying to keep it clean and neat. So yeah, that took a while. One thing I'm finding as I get more and more items out of our Ender IO system here, I have become excessively reliant upon this little guy right here, this inventory panel. Man, this thing is so handy just to be able to be anywhere in the world and boom, there's your inventory right there. It's so nice. Well, AE2 itself doesn't have a device for that. But in this pack, we do have a mod called... Actually, before we get into that, let me show you this, because I did run into a problem with our drawers, and specifically with items from extra utilities. And I want to tell you about them so you can avoid them in your world. Oh, look at those stars. Sure do look cool. Shiny object, squirrel! Anyway, 2 items from extra utilities, specifically the Ender Lily and this red orchid right here. I had these guys in drawers, and whenever I looked that way, my FPS would tank, down into the 30s. If I would stand here and look at this wall, my FPS would be 30. If I look at this wall, it jumps to 70. This over here, it's 100. So I knew it was something localized to right in here, and it was just a matter of narrowing it down. I came over here and it would be back up in the 70s again. So I knew it was in this panel. And it's like, okay, where, which item, what's causing the problem? I'd come over to this side and it would be 30. I'd look over here and it'd be 90. It's like, okay, it's definitely something to do with what's in these drawers. And I thought it's got to be a rendering problem. So I built a key, a special key called a concealment key, and it's pretty easy. It just takes one of these drawer keys and then a couple extra bits and bobs and you get a concealment key. What it lets you do is click on that drawer on the controller and notice everything stops rendering. Everything that controller is running stops rendering the item. Now when I did that, my FPS went back to 100, just like it is right now. So that told me it was definitely a rendering problem. It's a client-side issue, it's not a server issue. But it was making, playing very uncomfortable. So what I did was I kind of did what I just did, where I turned off the rendering on all the drawers, and then I just went through drawer by drawer by drawer and turned it back on until I hit the drawer where my FPS tanked. And as soon as I hit the right drawer, my FPS tanked. I'm like, okay, that's the problem drawer. And both times it was, our items from extra utilities. Though not everything from extra utilities causes problems, just those 2 that I found thus far. Somewhere in here, I don't remember where, I've got some other extra utility stuff, like this drop of evil is extra utilities. Notice my FPS is sitting at 100, so it's just the Ender Lily and the red orchid. So honestly, I just pulled them out and threw them in the trash can, because I'm not using them anyway. I've got the mob farm for ender pearls. The red orchids produce redstone. Well, I've got mob farms producing that, and I got a cow for that, so I just don't even care. So they went right into the trash. Not going to render them. Not a big deal. Now, I do hear people say that when you leave the items rendering on your drawers, like I've got here, that it is hard on your FPS. But you can see I'm sitting at 100. I've got tons of items around me. I can fly around pretty darn quick, and my FPS never leaves the high 90s. So, even spinning around, we're in the high 90s. So it's fine. It's not an issue to render the items. Now, if I had the text of how many items were in the drawer, that might cause problems. But I don't really need that in this system because all I got to do is float up to this little controller right here and I can see how many items I have. So I don't have to go find it on the drawer itself, so not a big deal. But what I want to do today is use an extra mod that's installed part of Project Ozone Lite called the Wireless Crafting Terminal. This is an add-on for AE2. It specifically works with applied energistics. It will not work with applied logistics. So applied logistics is just a mod that's basically a copy of AE2. But for whatever reason, the wireless crafting terminal will not work with it. What it lets you do is have similar to our Ender panel here for AE2. So I want to build this today and get it connected to our system and working. So let's see if we can do that. So we got make sure we got a disk in here. Yep, disk with plenty of space. We can do some auto crafting. So we're going to need a Fluix pearl. That's just dust and a pearl. That's easy. So we'll pop that in there. We're going to need a wireless crafting terminal. Okay, this is where it's going to get a little deep. We need a wireless receiver, which is yet another Fluix pearl. Boom, easy peasy. We have some quartz fiber, but you know what? It is not in this system. It is in this system over here because I did not make a drawer for it. And I will merge these two systems together. I will take the disk and put them over here once I get the final items moved out of the last little items out of our warehouse there. So there we go. Got that put in there. We should be able to make this guy now. Awesome. We need a terminal. Do I have a terminal over here? No. So we are going to have to craft a terminal. So nope. Gonna pretty much. I should just make two because I'm gonna need another one for here, aren't I? This one needs a crafting terminal, but I think that needs a terminal. It does. So let's just build two of these bad boys. And we're missing the glass, of course. Why should it be easy? Okay. Oh, just why is this so complicated? Okay, you can use multiple different panels, I see. Probably not going to have enough of these guys. Let's see. Yep, didn't think so. Make a few of those. Make a few of those. Didn't I make... Oh, I didn't make the actual panel yet, did I? Dang it. I keep clicking on the wrong thing. Dead. Blast it. Alright, there's 3 panels. That's good enough. Alright, we need 2 of those. One of those has to be a crafting. Oh, we need a crafting table. I don't think I put in a drawer for those. I did not. So we'll pop that in there. So there's that one, and we still got to make this guy here, which we're going to need dense energy cells, which require 8 energy cells. Okay. I would rather use the SanDisk quartz. It's cheaper. I have a lot more of it. Thank you very much. Oh, what'd I run out of? Fluix dust. Okay. Oh, we need our Fluix crystals. We'll just get them out of here. Easy enough. I need to go crush it. And we'll go... Oh, I already had some. Nice. So we'll stick those in there to be crushed while I take the ones I already had in there and bring them back. I love it when a plan comes together. I believe I had a drawer for that. I did. 3, 4, 5, 6. Dang it, now we're out of glass. It's always something, isn't it? And it went back to the pure. Why does it always want the pure? Stop with the pure. They're more expensive. 7, 8. And 1 dense. Nice. Now we should be able to make that bad boy. And now we should be able to make that bad boy. Fantastic. I did move my wireless charger. It's like right in under here somewhere. So you can see it is charging up with the go-go juice. And we need to link it. I've never actually used this wireless crafting terminal before. I'm going to assume we're just going to click that maybe? No. How do I link this? Wonder if I need a AE2 has a wireless thingy-mabobber. We actually crafted one in order to craft this guy. Looks like a boat anchor. So that's a receiver. Wireless access point, wireless receiver, wireless booster. What is this thing? I don't know. Let's build one and find out. I don't need that other quartz cable. I should make a drawer for those. Oh, gonna have to make a pearl. There we go. And there we go. All right, let's see where we can stick this thing and see what it does. Ooh, hello. Flying like a crazy person. Okay. Well, it lit up. I guess that's a start. That looks like maybe a booster. Can I connect this to this? Still unlinked. No. See, on our refined storage, you would just click the controller here. Wonder if that's not what we need. Alright, I broke down and had to do some reading because this thing was kicking my tail. What we need is one of these bad boys, a security terminal. So that is a 16K storage component and a chest. So let's go ahead and get the chest. I think we're missing the terminal. We are. Seems like we're spending the whole episode building these terminals, doesn't it? Let's get that. And there's our ME chest. Which I think that was, yeah, that was an achievement. And we need this, which is 3 of the 4K. Now we can make our security terminal. Now, I'm pretty sure I am about out of channels on this controller here, but let's see. Now supposedly you just take this and drop it in here and link it. Nice. Awesome. So we have access to all of our items. The problem is this guy. 16 meters. Now that's 16 blocks, boys and girls, so I can't even go to the other side of our dome. I mean, really? That's useless. So I can add a bunch of these guys. Just add a ton of them, and we'll get more distance. I can actually make these with ender pearls, I found out. So I can just smash up some ender pearls. But what I really want to make is, or not make, because you can't make it, but I want to get this guy, this Infinity Booster card. This will let you use this guy everywhere. Now, from what I understand, since you can't craft it, there's no recipe, I think you have to kill the dragon to get this guy. So that means it's epic dragon killing time. Or at least epic prep for dragon killing time thing. Yeah, fair enough. So what I want to do is get ready to go kill the dragon. Now we've got a ranged weapon. Problem is, that's the range right there. And they're pretty good. I mean, they were great for killing the wither, but that's not that far. We have a fantastic close range weapon in our axe, but I want to get a better ranged weapon. Now I know I could set up the Tinker Smeltery and go build a blah-de-blah, bolted whatever. I don't want to go through all that drama because it's not something I'm going to use a whole bunch. What I want to look at are bows. And I want to look at the various ones we can have. I'm going to avoid the Draconic Evolution because we haven't gotten into that yet. I'm going to avoid the Avarita because we can't possibly build that yet. But I am going to look at the Botania one. I'm going to look at the Mechanism one. I'm going to look at the Ender IO one. I might look at the Flux Infused Bow. And I'm not going to worry about these from Mystical Ag because that's just a rabbit hole that is too far down to go into today. But I think from one of these other ones we can find a bow that was going to suit us well. So let's look at our crystal bow to start with. So we want some mana string, twigs, and dragonstone. And I don't think I have a drawer for any of that. What I want to do is actually set up one of these sections. Just do the whole section for Botania. So that's going to happen down the road. So let's see what we have and don't have. Okay, we have nothing. You have nothing. So let's come over here and see. Okay, we have the dragonstone, but we don't have the twig. Okay, now we have the twig. And we need the string. So that's just string in a mana pool. We can do that. And we're just going to make 64 of it. While we're over there, we can do a Terra Shatter update. So over to the green dome we go. We're going to pick up a whole bunch of blaze rods and Terra Shatter update. It has made it to the S and it is climbing towards the SS. It's about 1/4 of the way there. So we are progressing ever so slowly, but we are progressing. So let's drop that back in a pool to get it, charge it up. I guess I should drop these in first because otherwise we're just going to be picking up our shatterer. There we go. Drop the shatterer back in and just let him sit. And back to purple. And I think all the bits and pieces are still over here. It's like 3 different crafting terminals I got to work through. Oh no, I only had one. Oh, that would have been nice if it had told me that ahead of time. Okay, a mana diamond. Into the portal will get us. I think our mana diamonds are over here. I think that's them. That would be a hyper diamond. That would be a mana diamond. So let's go back to our green dome. Try not to pick up our Terra Shatter. Okay, we have our thing off, so that's good. Toss that in there. And crystal bow. I know you can enchant these. I've used them many times. The cool thing is you don't need any arrows. You do, however, need mana. So let's get some mana. Put that in there for now. I think my mana tablet's in here somewhere. There it is. And it is pretty much full. So you don't need arrows. It uses mana to make the arrows, which is kind of cool. And it really doesn't use that much. And any of the upgrades or any of the enchants that you can get out of these books, we can put on there. So that's one bow. Now let's look at this dark bow. So for that, we need a skeletal contractor. I've actually never built one of these. This is pretty cool. So we need some rotten flesh, solarium, a head, and a pearl or a silicon. So let's just get 2 solarium. Where's the rotten flesh? It's up here somewhere. There it is, because it can be compacted. I know, that's kind of gross. We need a silicon, and we need a skelly bobber head. Alright, let's zip on over to the red dome. We're just gonna fly. Hello, lag. Hello, lag, my old friend. You're bothering my game again. Oh, hello. It like didn't put them in. Was trying to build another recipe, I guess. There we go. Skeletal contractor. So we've got that. We should have all the rest of that. Wait, what? Nutritious sticks? Okay, fair enough. Oh, Ender.io, you kill me. You absolutely kill me. Nutritious sticks. Unbelievable. There we go. Our nutrient distillation, we can make some nutritious sticks. I really want to know if you can eat them, because I really think that should be a thing. You cannot eat them. Too hilarious. Alright, dark bow. Now it looks like you can upgrade this bad boy. Let's get some arrows. Where did I put my arrows? There we go. Just so I can have some. Yep, and it did use one. So I imagine you can put infinity on this guy. But you can pick up your arrows, so there you go. Now I assume, much like the dark steel armor, you can upgrade this with power. So let's go ahead and get one. Let's go ahead and get a vibrant crystal. And I have an anvil somewhere. So now we can put a basic capacitor. 50% damage absorbed by power. How the heck do I want to absorb damage with my bow? That seems a little weird. I want to do more damage. I assume it's going to want one of each of those. Got a million RF and 85% damage absorbed by power. So it just looks like it prevents damage. But other than that, it's a regular old bow. Though can be enchanted. Okay. Is what it is. So what other options we got? Bow. Mechanism. Do an electric bow. Nice. Oh, that charged up quick. Oh, it doesn't show the arrow. That's weird. It is using our arrows. Actually never used this bow. As much as I love mechanism, I never used the bow. Don't even know if you can enchant it. How do I turn fire mode on? There's probably a keybind, maybe. Item mode switch. We'll set that to 6. Nope, nothing. Is it using power? Doesn't appear to be. I'm hitting the number 6 and it is not changing anything. Shift 6? No. Okay. Well, I will play with that a little bit and we'll see where to go from there. In the interim, let's see about this flux infused. So we need some fluxed electrum. Electrum, redstone, and pyrotheum. 2 electrum, 4 redstone. I think that's electrum. I was right. Do I have... I don't have a drawer for the blazing pyrotheum. It looks like I don't have any blazing pyrotheum. Let's see if we can make some. There we go. And to the red dome we go. Nice. Smelter raid mode. And boom. Well, they gave us an extra. I didn't realize it did too. Probably should have read. But hey, better too much than not enough. So we can pop those in. Oh, we gotta make a flux infused obsidian rod. Okay. There's that. Need fluxed crystals. Diamond with some destabilized redstone. Back to the red dome we go. Alright, right now we have this thing full of jellied cryothium. So we need to switch this out for the destabilized redstone. And tell them to pull. There we go. Pop those diamonds in. Nice. And we're making this guy here. Now we can make the bow. V to empower. Okay, I'm Ving. I'm Ving. There we go. It's Shift V. We get this, get a nice little lightning, thundery effect. $800 RF per use. Alright, so we got our 4 bows. Let's get some books to enchant these guys. Okay, got a bunch of books. I've crafted up 3 that have Power 4, Multi-Shot 3, Punch 2, Infinity, and Flame. Or crafted 3 of those. Crafted 1 that has the same thing minus Infinity because our crystal bow doesn't need Infinity. It uses mana. So we'll put that one on the crystal bow. Dark bow, we'll put one of these bad boys on. The electric bow, we'll put one of these on. Oh, no can do. Boo, mechanism. And the flux infused bow, we can. Awesome. Alright, I see our first willing candidate. We're going to start with the Ender IO. Empowered, enchanted beast bow. And it dispatched cow with no problem, as we expected. Let's go ahead and turn our magnet back on. Sheep, no problemo. So let's find some more victims. Let's try the mechanism bow. Dispatched with haste. Oh, shot low. What? Dispatched easily, but does consume arrows. Don't like that. Let's try our flux infused. Remember, we have 2 modes on this guy. Nice. That was the regular mode. Now let's try the empowered mode. Yeah, pretty much the same thing. A little easier to aim at a distance. Nice. Oh, we're getting that multi-shot, that 3 arrows at once. Oh, and it's consuming power from our jetpack. Oh, okay, okay. I'm with you. Let's try the crystal bow and our poor little naked sheep. We'll say I've always liked the crystal bow. I think it just looks cool, and I like the fact that it doesn't use arrows. But even with the multi-shot enchant, you're not actually getting a multi-shot. Seeing just 1 arrow. This is most definitely 3. Which it does in the low power mode as well. I'm kind of leaning towards this guy. Alright, I think we have our bow. So we've got some epic food in our glowing bread. We now have a ranged weapon, a short range weapon, a mid-range weapon, and some pretty baller armor. Now we could upgrade our armor, but I really don't think we need to. I think our armor's good enough. So, in the next episode, we will use our newfound tools to attack the dragon. Arrow to your face. So, until next time, with the epic dragon fight, get out there and make some noise. See ya!